This is Off Track Podcast,
where each episode, one brother presents a project to be reviewed by the other. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 2 of Off Track Podcast. Each episode, one of us brothers will bring a project that we love for the other one to hear for the first time and react to.
We're both hip-hop heads, but we'll bring projects from all sorts of different genres, and we'll try to include well-known projects, some more obscure projects, and everything in between.
Today, I am super excited to be bringing an album by Mach-Hommy called RICHAXXHAITIan to Parker to hear for the first time. But first, let's go ahead and just check in and do a little life update. Parker, what have you been up to? What have you been listening to?
I've just been super busy with school. I'm in my last semester, and we're coming up on finals here, so that's exciting. I also have been doing like interviews and assessments for PT school, for grad school. So I'm still waiting to hear back from some programs, and then other than that, our parents came out here. They've been out here in Utah for a few days, and Mia was also out here last weekend, so that was fun to have her here. Speaking of the music I've been listening to, one thing I finally did last night that I've been wanting to watch the Kid Cudi movie for his Intergalactic album. Yeah. I finally watched that movie and it was super dope. I loved it.
I liked the album decently, but I feel like watching the movie would help me appreciate the album more.
That's exactly what I was thinking yesterday. It fits the story really well and made me appreciate the music a lot more. There's been a lot of other new music. I've been listening to Ab-Soul's new album, Soul Burger, a lot this week. Dude, it's really, really good. Every listen that I give it, it gets better and better. Another album I've been listening to a lot was Isaiah Rashad. His album, I think it's called Sun's Tirade, was taken down off of streaming services. They finally put it back up on streaming, and so I've been listening to that. And then obviously, Kendrick's album. I've been bumping that a lot.
So good.
What about you? What have you been up to?
So school, same thing as you. School has been busy. I'm about to have finals in a couple of weeks. Outside of school, one of my friends invited me to, have you ever heard of Loud Luxury?
No, I haven't.
They're like a duo, a DJ duo. They do like house music and like remixes and like EDM. One of my friends likes EDM and invited me to a Loud Luxury concert, so that was fun. It's very different from like all of the concerts I've been to. It just basically felt like clubbing in a bigger venue. But it was good.
And I can already see you. I can already imagine, the meme of the little Jewish kid that's at a bar mitzvah or something, and he's just like just vibing out.
Yeah, that was me. That was you. But other than that, like the music I've been listening to on my own time was, well, first of all, I've been listening to all of my favorite albums from this year. I've been like, every year for the past few years, I've been making my like year-end list of like my top albums, and then I make a little playlist out of it, and I've been doing that. So maybe we'll make a video on that sometime soon.
That'd be a good end of the year recap. We've had some really good albums dropped this year, so
it's been a good year. I won't talk about it just in case we do make a video on it, but I will say the album I'm bringing to you today is on the list. Obviously, GNX, it's so good. I'm telling you right before this that Luther is just like, I woke up with Luther stuck in my head.
Last night I fell asleep with that. I could not fall asleep, and that song was stuck in my head.
Kendrick and SZA is just always a great combination, and that Luther Vandross sample is just amazing.
Yes, dude, that's such a good sample.
Oh shoot, I gotta adjust.
Also, I was gonna say that sun is
Okay, glad we fixed that. So there's this Opeth, which is this progressive metal band that I started listening to this year. They're not new or anything, but I just started getting into metal. They dropped a new album that was pretty dope. There was an album that they dropped like, I want to say maybe 10 years ago that is like my favorite metal album that I've heard so far. So that's pretty much what I've been listening to, and just a lot of like re-listening to the stuff I've been loving throughout the year.
And potentially another Kendrick project.
Yeah,
so I mean, I don't want to talk about this too long, but definitely seems like an actual like conceptual album could be on the way.
I'm
So
on the Delulu Kendrick train.
yeah.
I'm going down the like conspiracy theory TikTok video rabbit holes.
Yep.
Like,
The two GNX cars. Honestly, to me, what has sold it the most is that the snippet that he posted is not on the album.
yes.
Whatever happens, it'll be exciting to see. So, should we get into this album here?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so how much do you know, if anything, about Mach-Hommy?
Not much. We listened to one of his songs on our summer recap episode, which
Yeah,
I loved. Other than that, I have noticed listening through some of my playlists
yeah.
that he's featured on some of the songs that I know already, and I just didn't know that at all. I'd noticed he's on a couple like West Side Gun songs that I have in my playlist. There's another one, maybe it was Freddie Gibbs or,
Okay.
but other than that, I don't really know anything about him.
So yeah, so he actually used to be a member of Griselda.
Oh, okay, that would
So
make sense.
that's yeah. So he collaborates a lot with those guys. So he's an abstract like underground rapper. He has been in the game for a long time. He's been releasing music for like about 20 years,
Oh, wow.
or like a
Okay.
little more. And he's also like he releases a lot in a similar vein of like a lot of his stuff is like more mixtapey. So
Hmm.
he just releases a lot. He has like 20 or at least 20 releases. But he first got like pretty big around 2016. He released an album called HBO, Haitian Body Odor.
Nice.
And he is Haitian.
Okay.
So that's not
So he's
racist.
not just talking about the body over of a different ethnicity is crazy work.
Yeah, he's Haitian. He grew up in Newark, New Jersey, but I think he also kind
Mm.
of like spent time in his childhood in Port-au-Prince in Haiti. And then yeah, like I said, he used to be a member of Griselda. He like kind of similar to MF Doom, like he kind of rejects a lot of like the industry norms and like sometimes he wears a bandana over his face of the Haitian flag and he keeps his identity a secret. So like kind of a similar
Oh,
idea
okay.
to like MF Doom. He sometimes releases his music just physically. There's no like not on
Mm.
streaming and he'll charge like super high prices for his music. It'll be like $200 for his vinyl or something. And
So he's
then
got to have a pretty like whatever fan base he does have. I'm not sure how big. It's got to be pretty
yeah,
loyal, I
yeah.
would imagine.
Yeah, it's kind of like a cult following. And then like he doesn't let his lyrics be published online. So like that's
Oh,
why I
wow.
told you like his lyrics aren't on Genius. He actually
Yeah.
like sues to like remove them.
Oh, damn.
Um
Helaman just sent me a Google Doc with all the lyrics to this song.
don't tell anyone
Oh,
that
yeah,
it's out
yeah.
there.
Never mind. We'll cut that
Uh,
out. He'll
uh,
sue us, dude.
honestly, that'd be great.
Great publicity for the pod.
Yeah. Anyways, he's known for having like really deep layers to his music and like I said, he's kind of an abstract rapper, so it's like there's
Okay.
tons of just like interconnected like references and like abstract type of meanings to his lyrics. So it'll be fun to like start breaking some of that down. So yeah, the only thing I'll say about like the album itself before we just dive in, there was like it's very centered and a lot of his music is centered on like his Haitian heritage, and so there's like a lot of Haitian Creole um
Oh, nice.
like language on there. It's like references to just stuff in Haitian culture. So this album dropped right before Haitian Flag Day, which that day commemorates like the moment when the slave revolt in Haiti first like created their flag as like the symbol for their
Oh,
revolt.
okay.
So a pretty important day. While you're pulling it up, I'll just say there are a couple of producers that keep coming back on this album. He uses a few like a mix of different producers, but two producers keep coming back. One is Sadu Gold, who I don't know if you know him. He produces a lot
Mm-mm.
for West Side Gun and some of the
Oh,
other
okay.
Griselda guys. He like does a lot of underground production and he also does the like covering his face thing. He does like a
Okay.
gold mask. And then Conductor Williams, who
Oh,
I
I
feel like you
love
probably know
Conductor
him. Yeah,
Williams.
he's also like produces a lot for Griselda, has done
Hmm.
work with Tyler the Creator, JID, J. Cole, Drake.
Yeah.
So they both come back a lot. And then there's this guy I had never heard of. I think his name is Fortes.
Okay.
Apparently he's produced for Mach-Hommy before and also Ural Droog. Yeah, let's get into Rich Ass Haitian.
Okay. 17 songs here. The first one is just dot dot dot.
Olohun. Olohun.
Nan point ka pou an, an dan la kou an, nan haute couture, nan en belle voiture.
Starting out with some Haitian Creole here, I'm assuming.
Ak bel
Yeah.
bébé, nan BMW. Rasta, man, an swet sak la. Man, an judge pa fe job, baka waka kra. Nan mon chef baz la, nan an chef box up.
That guitar line is sweet.
Yeah.
Konon chef makaya, konon chef. That's why
Sounds like the West Side Gun.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's saying, but it sounds cool.
Yeah, I'll get into just a couple of the things that he was saying.
Man, that's that.
Oh. Nice. I don't know anything about Haitian music, but I wonder if that ending sounded like it could have been inspired by like the regional sound or music or whatever. I don't know, but that was cool.
Yeah. I couldn't find what that sample was, if it was a sample. But yeah, I agree with you. It kind of does give that vibe, which I think is a good introduction to the album, just kind of like laying out like the sounds. One of my favorite things about this album is like the production, and the sampling in it is just like there's so many beautiful sounds in it. So I'm excited. Okay, so the only thing I'll say about like the lyrics, I tried so hard to figure out a way to translate the Haitian Creole lyrics. For the most part, I couldn't. There's a few little snippets that were like, there's a thing saying like, in luxury cars, Mercedes, AMG, BMW with a beautiful babe. So it's kind of like, I don't know, painting this picture of like luxury. The last thing that I think is pretty interesting. So have you heard of Professor Sky? He's a YouTuber.
I don't think I have.
He's an actual professor. I think he teaches like French literature or something. He does these dope videos. You're gonna have to check him out later. He's been dropping videos about Kendrick lately. He does these dope videos, like very much in the vein of like Cole Kushna, where he like breaks down hip hop albums, because he's like an academic. I don't know. He just has that mind of like breaking stuff down academically. So he did a really cool video on this album. And so some of the things that I'll bring up come from his video. So everyone should go check out that video because it's super dope. But one of the things that he brought up in this song is there's this phrase at the very end where Mach-Hommy says "SONJE bekas," and that means something like remember the little bird, a specific bird called the woodcock. And he basically like went into a rabbit hole on like, what does this mean? Basically, that is a little bird that was native to Haiti that became extinct after like Europeans came to colonize Haiti. So he kind of like sees it as this symbol of like how European settlers, European colonizers, like one way that they destroyed Haiti. And that's something that kind of like keeps coming back throughout the album. And then he also made a connection that there's a US warship called the USS Woodcock after World War I ended up being stationed in Haiti. It's like another just kind of like symbol of like the imperialism even post the original colonization of Haiti. I think a very fascinating like reference. And it's like one of those things where who knows like, if those are the things that Mach-Hommy was thinking about when he said "SONJE bekas."
But either way, it sounds like, you know, even if it wasn't intentional, like it has to have some significance to him. That is really interesting. I guess I'll rate it. It sounded mostly like an intro, but I'll give it like a 6 out of 10. It was good. But the second track is titled Antonomasia.
Yeah.
Is that how you say that?
Antonomasia. I'm not exactly sure how it's pronounced. Apparently that word means, the definition of it is the substitution of an epithet for a proper name, like using a nickname.
Yeah.
Like Mach-Hommy.
Yeah. Okay. Antonomasia. Featuring Rock Marciano.
What? Prefer sober case slime. I show you mine, you gon' be all the way blind. Wave palms, then burn them, touch your forehead and pray foul. Break ties, who wanna praise God, no longer shade time. What you really what? I'm Howard Thurman, nigga, you Martin Luther King. I spat out a sermon, now you worrying, but you walk into the ring. Them old briars, Montavious and all gold wired. Slide you like a crossfader. Darth Vader smoking big Skywalker with a stargazer.
Damn.
Yo, ain't no cereal
Darth
on the
Vader
coast,
smoking
gun,
big
smoke some,
Skywalker.
dump, jumped in a
Yeah,
Rolls truck.
that was
It was
dope.
close.
Do you know what? There's this line, break ties, who want to praise God, no longer shaitan.
Yeah.
Do you know what that's a reference to?
So Shaitan is
Shaitan.
basically Satan. It's like the Muslim version of Satan, or the
Oh,
Muslim
okay.
like word for Satan. So you've got like a ton of these like this religious motif in his first verse where he says like wave palms, then burn them, touch your forehead and pray file. Break ties, who want to praise God, no longer Shaitan. I'm Howard Thurman, you're Martin Luther King, which
Yeah,
Howard Thurman was like a big like influence and inspiration on Martin Luther King.
yeah.
So he's basically saying,
He was a preacher too, right?
yeah, he was a preacher, he was a civil
Yeah.
rights leader, and he came before Martin Luther King. So he's basically saying like
Mhm.
you might think you're like this big guy, but I'm the one who inspired you or whatever.
Yeah,
And then he keeps going with the like religious thing. I spat out a sermon, now you're worrying, but you walk into the ring.
yeah.
Those are dope few lines.
And then the next line, don't fight it, extinguishing your mood, gonna be so fire. He stuck the needle in the groove, but he go quiet, more criers. Octavius in the gold wire. It's just a
Yeah.
dope. And then the Darth Vader line at the end, smoking big Skywalker with the Stargazer.
Yeah.
That was dope.
Yeah.
Swan on the hunt for this bread, so no wonder I brung a toaster. Pop up, don't let your breakfast roll go cold, son.
Rock's verse that when he jumps in, he says, "Yo, ain't no cereal on the ghost gun, smoke some. Dump jumped in the Rolls truck, it was a close one. On the hunt for this bread, it's no wonder I brung a toaster. Pop up, don't let your breakfast roll go cold, son." So you got this
Yeah.
like the breakfast motif with like cereal, toaster, breakfast roll, and then obviously
Yeah.
like the gun, ain't no cereal on the ghost gun. On the hunt for this bread, it's no wonder I brung a toaster.
Yeah, that was super dope.
So raw, you can throw it on open cut, it'll go dumb, move dumb slow. I don't drink soda with no mud. It's a dirty game, but we don't smoke dust. I kicked up enough, too much to cover it up. Like an ugly
But I
bitch
don't
with a
drink
face
soda
so
without
dumb.
no mud.
What up? You
Yeah.
never had one up on your big brother.
Page the rag top ain't had no power steering, so I had to fight for that lane.
Yo,
Bye.
12 gauge shotty made you go potty. Keep the
That's-
thing
that was
by
a
me. You
dope
never
line.
know who made no karate. Full mind of your body frayed like pastrami. You can't. It ain't sacred. You can fly your meat for reasons X, Y, and Z.
I will fly unique for reasons X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. I love
Okay,
Rock
well,
Marciano.
Yeah, he's really good. I can definitely see the Griselda connections here. And,
Yeah.
similarity in style. Nice. Yeah, like I was saying, definitely like a Griselda type of flow over this beat, and also a Griselda kind of beat.
Mhm.
That's like fairly low key, and a lot of members of Griselda and Mach-Hommy here in Rock Marciano do not let that beat or the whatever's in the back necessarily dictate their flow over it. Like they
Yeah.
kind of are the ones to set the pace.
Yeah.
This was dope though. I mean, yeah, they were just like rolling over that beat and had like I think it was like 3 quick verses. I mean, they were
Mhm.
basically nonstop, but in a very Griselda way, like almost like nonchalant, just rapid fire, but very chill.
I feel like the members of Griselda and Mach-Hommy, and there's a few others that like can rap really fast and yet make it still sound so like just casual and
Yeah.
nonchalant, like you said.
Yeah. A lot of rappers, you know, when they get faster, they get more like aggressive
Yeah.
along with it, but not these guys. Yeah, I mean, there were I was like trying to just keep up. There were a ton of lines in this. It wasn't that long of a song, but
Yeah.
there were just a ton of bars, like back to back to back to back.
This one was produced by Sadu Gold. I loved that sample.
Yeah, that was cool.
That song, the sample is called Ooh Baby Baby by Ralphie Pagan.
Oh, is that the
Yeah.
same one by Smokey Robinson?
I don't know actually if it's the same song.
Anyways, sweet. I'm gonna rate this one. I think I'm gonna give it like a 7 out of 10. That was really good. Third track is titled POLITickle. Somewhere between like politician and tickle, maybe.
Political, maybe.
Oh, maybe political. Oh yeah, it literally is just political. Political. with the end being tickle. Let's see what it's about.
Papa Divine book, I took a page out. Now if you came from a place like Monkey Run, you'd have your guard up, you switch your blade out. It's unbecoming not to harbor indecision, lay down. Never nothing, cause I'm a dog and I'ma stick to greyhounds. Ever loving, I had the carbon. It's ripping wave fouls, feather measure. I just met her with Jaja. Just remember, bet you never better than investing in ganja. Ebon and lava, Mount St. Helens with water. White phosphorus fell on civilians in Gaza. Chocolate dice squadron yelling epithets in the jargon. Niggas stressing I ain't meant in the coffers.
International monetary food. I got a monkey on my back and it's a rather heavy one. International monetary food. I got a monkey on my back and it's a rather heavy one. International monetary food.
Oh wow.
I got a monkey on my back and it's a rather heavy one.
IMF. Okay.
I got a monkey on my back and it's a rather heavy one. International.
Smarter than the fox, I'm top dog with corporate enterprise. Warping in and drive, I knock off some daughters in the lot.
Listen to this rhyme scheme.
Put the fork into the pot. Babylon popped the morsel in my mouth. Morsel in my crown. God gave me 32, I'm flossing my smile. I can make soy with hoisting when I'm swerving in my town. Jersey bound, Port-au-Prince, New Orleans style. About to murder my child. Look, if God saved Isaac, then what am I about?
This literally gives me chills.
Yeah, this is beautiful. Wow. Is this Drea Deneur?
Yeah, the singer.
That is beautiful. Wow. Damn. That is beautiful too.
A lot of the songs have these like little like outros that I feel like link each song really nicely together, so that when you're without pausing, it's almost like you can't tell where the songs actually start and stop.
Yeah, because that sounded like the beginning of a new song.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, that song was crazy.
Yeah.
The very beginning, his first verse, Papa Divine Book, I took a page out. Now, if you came from a place like Monkey Run, you'd have your guard up, you'd shoot your blade out. Some are coming, knocking the harbor, and decision laid down. His rhyme scheme, and he's building this picture too, and then the chorus is the repeating International Monetary Fund. I got a monkey on my back, and it's a rather heavy one. That's when it hit me. I was like, oh shit, he's talking about some shit on this thing. And right before you get into the chorus, he's got that line, white phosphorus fell on civilians in Gaza. Troglodyte squadron yelling epithets and jargon. Crazy. Yeah, I'm still trying to process this song.
Yeah, I mean, so troglodyte, I had to look up this word. Troglodyte is a cave dweller, and then epithets is like insults. So I kind of took that, like white phosphorus fell on civilians in Gaza, troglodyte squadrons, like a squadron of cave dwellers yelling insults. I kind of interpreted that as basically being like people act like cavemen, where it's just like they just repeat what they're hearing or whatever, and are like yelling insults or just kind of like saying this rhetoric that is like harmful when they don't actually understand what's going on in Israel and Gaza. He's kind of like shedding light, like literally war crimes are being committed on civilians. And then your point on the chorus, like I don't know how much you are familiar with like the IMF in general, and specifically like the IMF in Haiti, or like how familiar listeners are, but
I'm not sure what the connection is with Haiti. Super.
Yeah, I mean, like obviously, so the IMF is basically like an international organization that's like supposed to help developing countries, or countries like after disasters, for example. But the IMF is like often criticized for basically like having like a even worse effect on the economies of like the countries they're supposed to be helping. Like the programs, they often like prioritize like fiscal discipline like over actual like economic growth and like social welfare in the countries. So
Yeah.
they'll like have these crazy conditions that like you can't get aid unless you do these things. And so there's a lot of criticism that like those things end up actually doing more harm than good and actually benefiting just like the already rich Western countries that primarily are like the ones funding the IMF.
Yeah.
So anyways, this is it's a political song, which is why I
Very.
think it's called political or
Yeah. Yeah.
political, however you're supposed to pronounce that.
And the second phrase in that, I got a monkey on my back and it's a rather heavy one, is
Yeah.
just like such a like a creative way to express that like he feels the weight of, the situation.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And I guess one thing I should have added on the IMF is like their aid usually comes in the form of loans. So it's like not only do they have these requirements and like they kind of pressure countries to act in certain ways that may not actually be in the best interest of everyone, of the like civilians there, but they also those countries end up having to repay those loans with interest down the line. And so it's like it literally weighs down the economy, like the government's budget. The thing I tried to point it out, I kind of was a little late coming in, but the second verse rhyme scheme is amazing. It was like this multi-syllable rhyme that just kept going. So it started with like smarter than a fox, corporate enterprise, and he kind of bends these words so that they're like these multiple syllable rhymes that like all rhyme with each other, even though naturally they kind of don't. Warp it in a drive, I knock off some daughters in a life, crawfish in a crock, now siphon the aunt, I put the fork into the pot. So it's like this dope rhyme scheme. So anyways, it kind of reminds me of MF Doom a bit.
That like using the O syllable like over and over and over again. Yeah, that was pretty dope. I don't even know, towards the end of that verse, I don't even know what he was saying in some of it. He's like, fortunate I'm wild, you child, you moisten in my towel. Yakamain soy with oisin.
The Yakamain soy that you were talking about is like, it's a New Orleans soup dish. It's like, I had never heard of it. I'm not from the South or New Orleans or anything, but neither are you.
Nope.
Apparently that's like a New Orleans soup dish, and you often have it with either soy sauce or hoisin sauce. So like that's what this Yakamain soy with oisin when I'm swerving in my town. And then I think the swerving is supposed to be like with a Jersey accent. So then he talks about Jersey bound.
Yeah, that's kind of what it sounded like. Jersey bound, Port-au-Prince, New Orleans style. Yeah, like is that just the way he's like playing and bending the words, and I can see what you mean with the like a MF Doom kind of similarity.
Like very just like free associative.
Yeah. That outro was
so
just beautiful. So I don't think I ranked that song. I'm gonna give that like a 9.5 out of 10. That was really, really beautiful. That was really dope.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite songs.
I feel like the more I listen to it and the more like I understand it, the more I'm gonna like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sweet. Okay, track number 4 is called, is it Sanya? Sonje?
I think it's Sonje.
Sonje.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, if you remember from the first song, there was that phrase Sonje bekas, which means remember the woodcock. So Sonje is like remember.
Okay, cool. Featuring Hepzibah.
Yeah.
Hey yo, Best friends be paying all beyond my ends and saw each other motion. You can only multiply that when fucking over what you love for tokens. 40 pieces of silver, nothing gold and puncture closing. With any immortal words of failure, I need kulapo. People just some trouble. See, hanga, wake up, I got to eat the apples. Nothing sweet, hunger. The equals got to feed the falcons. Cover me, baba. I got the evil eyes releasing fountains. I touch the granite with my palm and then I slay the sweet chicken side of stand. Just put the canvas on my dome. I get my mother out the gutter on sis. Then get my brother out the dungeon on shish. If you saying something, say it with your chest. If you ain't saying nothing, then don't say it, get some rest. If you ain't paying nothing, better pay, don't get no debts. If you ain't weighing nothing, get a plate and hit on reps. If
I love that bass.
some told me niggas was shook
so
daddy
sick.
off the vocals. I'm not no local yokel. I flip you like a kush baggy. So jacking moguls, packing max and back and axe my jacket global. Spend a couple racks and make you do the cabbage patch and bogle. You be rollers Amico and get it cracking Acapulco. I pour my fan on no prescription maxing out the promo.
This is again
When I
like
see
the
my
repeating
kick, I
ah and
know my niggas faster
oko.
now, though. Man, I do my shit, got all my pictures plastered at your dojo.
Remember you nature.
Yeah, that last verse was dope. With that repetition of like vocals, mobile, proposal, Sosa, bogey, no, popo, Sonico, Acapulco, for show, dojo. He just like kept it going.
Yeah. He like switches between the like o rhyme scheme and then also a lot of like ack or like the long A sound. Act consistent, Amoco, Fanta. One thing here though, I have a reference chain to break down here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So in that verse, but he says, Jack and Moguls packing Max in the back of Axe, my jacket global. I'm gonna break it down from the like earliest reference to latest, and the latest one I think you'll get. So there's a song called The Start of Your Ending by Mobb Deep. They say, I used to drive an Ack and kept a Mac in the engine. So Ack meaning like Acura. And obviously Mac being a gun. So Mobb Deep says that. And then later, Big Pun, he had like a skit on an album where he references this. I used to drive an Ack and kept a Mac. And there's like this skit where he's like talking and he says, I was packing a Mac in the back of the Ack. And it's like him and a friend talking and they're like, oh, like that sounds dope. I was packing a Mac in the back of the Ack.
Yeah.
And then like 20 years later, Rap God by Eminem. This flippity dippity hippity hip hop. You don't really want to get into a piston match with this rappity rap packing a Mac in the back of the Ack.
Oh.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Backpack rap crap, yep, yakety yak. And then like, it's like during this like really fast like verse that Eminem does in Rap God. So he was referencing those two things. Now here, Mach-Hommy says, Jack and Moguls packing Max in the back of Axe. So this is like the fourth reference in the chain.
And even further, he's got some like the I had to piss for crackers, crap for popo. Like, it's not like a direct reference, but it like continues some of the same stuff that Eminem was spitting in that verse. Damn. Okay, that's dope.
I've got a couple other things, but I'll let you like say any other reactions.
Yeah, let's see. Back at the first verse, that felt like forever ago. Sweet hunger, the Eagles got defeat, the Falcons cover. Me, Baba, I got the evil eyes releasing fountains. That was kind of a dope line. I touched the granite with my palm and then slay the sweet chickens to understand. It just put the canvas on my dome.
Some of the stuff is like you feel it and you kind of get a vibe from it, but it's like once you think about it too much, you're like, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah. But then in the chorus, if you say something, say it with your chest. If you ain't saying nothing, don't say it, get some rest. If you ain't paying nothing, pay better, don't get no debts. If you ain't weigh nothing, get a plate and hit them reps. That's just kind of a dope progression. Yeah. And just like the idea of like, do what you got to do. And if you can do it, do it. What other thoughts you got on this song? I'm interested.
So just going back to the first verse, there's like a connection between this song and the previous song, Political. Okay. In the previous song, he's talking about how the IMF is basically like loading Haiti up with debt. Here, he's got this like theme. He like continues this like multiply debt when fucking over what you love for tokens. And then it goes
Yeah.
into the 40 pieces of silver, which is a reference to like Jesus getting betrayed by by Judas
Yeah.
for 40 pieces of silver. So it's this like connecting the like betrayal and debt and like the religious references from the previous song.
Yeah.
Um, which I thought was super dope. And then in a couple of lines later, he says, "You heard in the immortal words of Fela Anikulapo, people got some
Hmm.
troubles." And then he goes into, I think, Nigerian pidgin. So Fela Kuti,
Hmm.
Fela Anikulapo Kuti. I didn't know Anikulapo was his middle name, but Fela Kuti, who's a Nigerian like musician activist, he's kind of like the father of Afrobeats. It took me forever to figure out what this was a quote from, but it's a reference to his song "When Trouble Sleepy and Go Wake 'Em." It talks about like the struggles of just like everyday people, including some story. Like there's a story of someone who lost his job and was hungry, and then that same day his landlord comes at that moment to demand that he pays his rent. So I think like in the context of everything he's been saying before, he's got this like theme of just like betrayal. It makes this reference to this song and then keeps going to say, "I got to eat the apples, sweet hunger, the eagles got to defeat the falcons."
Hmm.
So it's just kind of like painting this picture of like people struggling. He paints that picture right after like finishing this like analysis of like the IMF and stuff. So it kind of like to me creates this like direct relationship between what he thinks like people are struggling with and why that he
Yeah.
thinks they're struggling.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet. I'm gonna give that. So that was SONJE,
Yeah.
and I think I'm gonna give that one like a 7.5 out of 10. That was a good song. Good continuation of the last one. Okay. Next track is called PADON, I think.
Yeah, I think it's like pardon. I think it's
PADON.
there's like a French word which is pardon with like an R, and I think this is just basically the Haitian Creole version of pardon, which means like
Is that
sorry.
like perdón? Okay.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
sorry.
Cool. Featuring the God Fahim.
I dare you before my maiden take me never sleep. Yeah. So anybody see them lie. How it own everything. A 5 phone flood I want back everybody.
Is this from like a news? Like a I can't.
I think
I don't know. We'll see.
I think it is. It's literally from a video that's called like funny Jamaican interview. It's like one of those
Oh, okay.
one of
Yeah, it
those
sounded
news
like an
interviews
interview.
that just like is funny and gets remixed and whatever.
Flip you on the track like Tyshawn Jones, pardon. Since you wanted raps, I got some raw cones, oh Lord. Stuffing king size bitches clapping like Braun, oh. In the playoffs versus the Raptors, let a dog roam. Niggas day off, I was passionate and logged on. Overnight this like that and get to God knows. It's
Again,
nobody's
repeating that
business
O
when you
sound a
have to
lot.
mention John Doe's. Headlights dimming, but the passengers is wide woke. Tim brush spokes out in Paris this June. Serious as gun smoke. I said I bet I get back in it. I was headed back to selling pass until I met my end. And been to hell and back with felons that finesse. I'm with my gremlins. Peeling cats with Kimbers, I was injured.
I was peeling cats with Kimbers. What the hell does that mean?
Kimbers is like a brand of gun.
Oh, okay, okay.
This is the God Fahim. Carry ammunition to the 10th power. You in the storm, going fishing, get a quick shower.
Yeah, crazy.
Knocking pieces off the chessboard, who placing they best? Step with Nikes in the field, boy, I play with a check. Like I was King James, freeze frame, right brass, breathe flame.
Couple LeBron references already.
Yeah.
That was a dope rhyme scheme right there. That last part of the God Fahim's verse, that was so sick. It's like I was King James, freeze frame, write raps, breathe flame.
Yeah.
Bring pain, leave stain, bring change, we each gain. It was like, damn, he
Yeah.
just kept it going. That was sick.
Yeah, and right before like I was King James, he says, knock the pieces off the chessboard, who place in they bets. Step with Nikes in the field, boy, I play with a check. So there's like the chess to checkers, but check also like referring to Nikes.
Yeah.
And then like
yeah,
I was
yeah.
King James, like LeBron obviously collabing with Nike.
Yeah.
So it was like a dope like little chain to get to LeBron, and then freeze frame, right raps, breathe flame. So dope.
Yeah. And they were referencing, I'm assuming they were referencing like the Olympics earlier. He said something like Paris in June this year.
Hmm.
Yeah, out in Paris this June, Sirius has gone smoke. That was a cool song. I know Mach-Hommy also referenced LeBron in his stuff in king size, bitches clapping like Braun in the playoffs versus the rappers let a dog roam.
Okay, since you went there, I'm just gonna go here. So this is a quadruple entendre. If we had a air horn, I'd go "Bow, bow, 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 quadruple entendre.
Maybe we need to get one of those.
So
Hit me with it because I'm definitely not seeing more than maybe like two.
okay, so it starts on the previous line. Since you wanted raps, I got some rock cones. Hold on, stuff in king size, bitches clapping like Braun. Oh, he like says Brano or whatever
Okay.
in the
Yeah,
playoffs
yeah.
versus the Raptors let a dog roam. So you've got raps. Since you wanted raps, meaning like actual like rhymes, raps, but also raps like what you wrap weed with, and
Okay.
that's where you continue. I got some raw cones,
Okay.
which are the cones you use when you wrap a joint. But then raps also once we later get into the Braun in the playoffs versus the Raptors. Since you wanted raps, raps is also a abbreviation of Raptors. I
Oh,
got
okay.
some I got some rock cones. Hold on, stuff in king size. So stuff in king size here.
Like
Bitches
King
clapping like
James.
Braun, like King James, but
Yeah.
also king size as in like the size of a dick. Which then gives a fourth meaning to raps, since you wanted raps.
Okay.
So raps as in condom.
Yeah,
Stuff in
yeah.
king size, bitches clapping like Brano. And so here again, you have like bitches clapping like Brano,
Yeah, yeah.
also being like a double entendre, referring to like sex and like sports. So here, yeah, here we
Okay.
got like in this group of lines, you've got a smoking reference, rapping reference, and then you also have like raw. When you say I got some raw cones, you could say like the rhymes are raw.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then the basketball reference, Raptors, King Braun, and then stuff in king size, bitches clapping raps for like the
Also,
sexual
king
reference.
size, like the first thing I think of when I king size is like a candy bar, a king size candy
Yeah,
bar, and
yeah.
the wraps like a
Oh,
candy wrapper, king size.
bro, I didn't
That
even
that
think that.
that was the first thing that I thought of when I saw that line.
Fifth, dude, quintuple
Brr, brr,
entendre.
brr, brr,
Brr.
brr. Clever wordplay. I
Yeah,
mean, artists like Mach-Hommy will make this sound, or like MF Doom or whoever will make this sound like it's the easiest shit to do. But like, that's crazy to be able to
yeah.
in like two lines fit that many different meanings. I think I'm gonna give this song like an 8 out of 10. This was really good. This was a
Dope.
dope listen, and I thought the God Fahim's verse was super dope. I thought he
Yeah.
killed it. Okay, track
Okay.
6 is Empty Spaces featuring Your Old Droog. So this should be
Yeah.
a good one.
I will say as a warning, this song has the R word in it. So
Okay.
just to be warned. It's not the most tasteful.
Yeah.
Mach-Hommy is the IBEX. I'm on hilly slopes. I want silly smoke. You niggas shooting more silly string. You like a little sliver, more your shine really sheen. For attitude you bitches giving is biblical. Keep my loins girded cause you niggas is genitals. I keep the moisturizer like lust is pink. Fuck a blink. Yeah, what's up, Papa God? What's the link?
Because you lack scruples, my cash buku. It's about to get crucial. Got the kids saying the rain coming down harder than usual. The whole kit and caboodle. Motherfuckers be having that dog in them, but it's a poodle. Pull up in that new Gravy M or the Mercedes Benz. They throwing shots subterranean, but they can't fuck with this Ukrainian no matter what lane he in. Know what I'm saying?
Is Your Old Droog Ukrainian?
He is, yeah, he's
Oh,
Ukrainian.
nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. Your Old Droog. Love to see him on a project. He's really good. Did this even have a chorus or was it just back to
No,
back verses?
just
It
two
was just
verses. Just short and sweet.
nice. Yeah, that was short, but it was good. Just the first verse by Mach-Hommy and then backed up with Your Old Droog. I don't know
There,
what he's talking about here. You trying to split the way I split you. You tying ribbons at the wrong time. We cut your ribbon at the perfect interval. Dust minimal.
yeah, I don't really know what
I
it
don't. I
means.
don't know what that ribbon.
Cut your ribbon, I feel like is like when a mayor like opens something.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe
giving
it's
like some sort of violence, like
yeah.
we're gonna
Like
open you up.
we'll take you out with the You
Yeah.
know, we'll take you out clean. No
Yeah.
problem. Yeah, it was a good song. I'll probably give it like a 6.5 out of 10. It was real short, not much. I mean, it was just two verses, but it was good.
It kind of gives vibes of like a posse cut, but with just two guys. But
Yeah.
it's like that same vibe where it's just like they just trade off quick verses.
Okay, next song on this album is titled "SUR Le Pont." Le Pont. I don't know how to say that last word. I don't
That
speak French.
yeah, you'll hear it in a sec. But
Okay. In
basically, this
parentheses, reparation number 1.
yeah, this Sur le Pont d'Avignon. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but
That was going to be my second attempt.
that is a like French nursery rhyme, like very common, like almost like like London bridges falling down or whatever. And it's like goes back to like the 15th century, and it
Okay,
basically
cool.
is just like a little nursery rhyme talking about some random bridge in France.
Cool, and it is featuring Sam Gendel.
Conductor.
Conductor Williams.
Hip hop guy when you pitch with this. I'm sorry.
It's like taking candy from a baby, man. Too easy.
Okay, so he's kind of flipping this like nursery rhyme.
Emporium, I'm not a killer. My Emporium consortium been sliding with accordions all around the village. Shorty's talking about the pillars. Victorious in the auditorium, according to order, volunteering. Started from the top of the stutter. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Alif La Amim, I'm sliding in my beam. Now
This is a Arabic phrase, right? Bismillah Rahmanir Rahim.
Yeah, that's from the Quran. The phrase that he repeats means "in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful." And then I wondered if that was like a continuation of earlier in the verse. He says, Shorty's talking about the pillars, the 5 pillars of Islam.
make sure you alpine to that. It takes more than comprehensive insurance to have me in there. Ain't riding in no regular John, half seeing there. You will be
That's
in
a
there.
cool verse.
199 millionaires. Nice and sweet. That's not lit. Beefaroni in demand. Make you hop in the bowl of spaghetti with your mans. Pull it in the bed, cold outside. All you got is a cold man command. Fold out child, show you how to depose a nigga chance. I bet he rubbing shoulders with all the jokers in the deck. Locust in the test. 80,000 careless Ethiopians in debt.
80,000 careless Ethiopians in debt.
So there's a reggae song called 80,000 Careless Ethiopians by Inner Circle. It's a reference to a Bible verse. In the verse, I think it basically talks about Ethiopians going to Babylon. And in the Bible, and also especially in Caribbean culture, like Babylon is this like symbol for like this like society that corrupts. And I think in like Jamaican culture, there's this idea that like what Babylon is basically like Western society that is like corrupting culture, bringing capitalism and all of this like exploitation. It's like a very short, simple line, but I think it kind of like references these like symbols that he's been talking about already for a few songs.
Gotcha.
And that connects to this chorus a little bit. Professor Sky, he made a really good point about like the colonial nature of this children's song, that like French speakers across the world, they learn this song as children, even though it has no relevance to their countries. So anyways, I thought that was a really interesting point, and like given the context of all the stuff Mach-Hommy's been talking about and this like careless Ethiopians in debt reference, I think is a really interesting thing to think about.
You fucking meatball, what's wrong with you? Nobody's scared of you, bro.
That's what you call focused talk. It would be for good or bad. It still works.
Okay, nice. He had some dope verses on here. He starts off, "I'm a warrior mom, not a killer."
My Emporium consortium been sliding with accordions all around the village.
I can definitely see the influence from artists like MF Doom, because that sounds like an MF Doom line.
Yeah.
And then in the next like 2 lines, he goes, "Victorious in the auditorium." He pauses mid-word and then keeps going, which was dope.
Yeah.
Mobile phone for all my lawyers, want a lot of hearings, brought up amoxicillin. In his second verse, beefaroni in demand, make you hop in a bowl of spaghetti with your mans, polar than a bear. Uh, like you with your man's polar than a bear. I'm like,
Yeah.
who who thinks to say that? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I'm gonna give this one like an 8 out of 10. That was a really good song. He had
Yeah.
some dope lines in there. Okay, next track is called XEROX CLAT featuring Haitian Jack.
Mach, what's up, baby? You understand? Yeah, the only way to motherfucking get change is do motherfucking drastic measures.
Like I was saying before, like what happened with Pol Pot in Cambodia with Day Zero. You know what I'm saying?
I looked that up because I didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
So apparently there was like Pol Pot, who was a leader, like a political leader in Cambodia, and he started something called Year Zero, which was like a radical like reset of their society. But it did also like lead to just like massive human rights violations and just like atrocities. And so I don't know, like I can't tell if Mach-Hommy is saying they should do it they should do it like Pol Pot, or if he's basically warning and saying like, yes, like you got to do drastic measures, but we've got to be careful because look at what happened with
Yeah.
Pol Pot. Like it's kind of not clear,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
either way, it's an interesting kind of like prompt to think like, yeah,
Yeah.
you got to do sometimes some drastic measures to make change, but at what cost and like what is the best way to do that? Anyways, it's a
Yeah.
pretty interesting conversation.
Yeah. Interesting.
You're not gonna get changed by talking about it or saying, okay, in 100 years, Haiti will be better. How? You got to get rid of the motherfucking cancer from the root, bruh.
Get manipulated by a handful of businessmen in a room somewhere. You know what I'm saying? With avaricious, hyper-capitalistic aims. Bloodsuckers of the poor.
Chastity, capitalistic aims. I can't even get that shit out my mouth. Oh, avaricious. That's some shit you should put in a rap song, bro. That shit is deep.
So that was the second guy there was Haitian Jack
Yeah.
that he was
Yeah.
talking to.
Nice. So a little bit of a like an interlude. Yeah, interesting conversation they're having about, I mean, some of the stuff he's already talked about on this album so far, about like the effects of capitalism, and he wants a better situation for Haiti. But I think it was Haitian Jack was talking how like it doesn't just happen by talking
Yeah.
about it. Like
The
you
only
gotta,
way to get motherfucking change is through motherfucking drastic measures.
yeah, or you got to get rid of the motherfucking cancer from the root, bro. Dope. Well, I won't rate that one because that's
Yeah.
just like interlude. But the next track is titled Gorgon Zolan. Most of
As
these
in
titles, I'm like, I don't know if I'm saying these right.
well, so
Zolan.
Gorgon is like a figure in Greek mythology, which is like basically Medusa is
Oh, okay.
Gorgon. And then I think it's meant to be like a play on Gorgonzola cheese.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Cool.
Bésame mucho. You know what I'm saying? Personality, what if I was, nigga? You know what I'm saying?
Kiss
If
me
I'm
a
not
lot.
checking for the nigga, you so
Yeah.
nature.
Fabulous on the stove top, in case you know not, no problem. I got your indicator low now, you was gassing,
Those
now you
drums
now
were
I'm about
sick
to
at the
demonstrate a
beginning.
blowout.
Yeah.
Like Foxy Brown before Fern Feeder, get you goofy. Ass out of my face quicker than a two-piece. Back when Pathfinders was
dope.
making
Get
niggas
your
get
goofy
the Gucci. I told
ass out of my
Rudy
face.
I was the greatest. This ever Haitian going through the stages. Evaporation, I disappear and come back like payments, not the one to play with.
There's the drums again.
Yeah, those are sick.
This is just a short one.
Yeah, just a single verse. Nice. It was a good
Short and sweet.
verse though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that line was so funny. Get you goofy. Ass out my face quicker than a two-piece.
Yeah. I got a double then triple entendre to break down.
Okay. Okay, hit me with it.
Okay, the very first lines in the verse. So he says, "Fabuloso on the stovetop, in case you know
That's like
not."
that's like the cleaner, right?
Yeah, the cleaner.
Fabuloso. Uh-huh.
And also, he's like talking about drugs on the stovetop. In case you know not, no problem. I got your indicator low now. So here, and then you was gas and now you're not. So now we get like this gas being multiple things.
Oh, okay.
Gas as in like a stove gas or a gas stove,
A
I should
gas
say.
stove.
I got your indicator low now, like your car gas indicator low, but then also the indicator referencing like someone who might be having drug withdrawals, and then gas as in dope, both in a like that was gas sense, but also like in a drugs sense.
At the end of his verse, richest ever Haitian going through stages, evaporation, like the phase changes. He's talking about gas at the beginning, and then he's talking about evaporation at the end.
That's dope. I didn't even make that connection. That's dope though.
I'm gonna rate this one. It was really good, but it was like super short. So
Yeah.
I'll give it like a 6.5 out of 10, just because of how short it is. But it was
Okay.
really good. Okay, next track is called The Serpent and the Rainbow.
And while it's warming up here, I'll just say that is the name of a horror movie about Haiti.
Oh, okay.
It's just like about like Haitian voodoo and like zombies.
They call it Irish moss, sticking in a mark in this book of records in a bra. Cinnamon and straw, sipping through the pressure since it all finished in the car. Started in the movie theater. Do it like Jake did with Samsung. Hands up, shipping platinum tips in the camera. They say that shit was head top, you straight buns, great run. I see you had some red
Straight
lobster
buns.
steak.
Straight
Say
buns.
what, wish you had
Straight
to
love
step
to
out
hear
the
it.
space, y'all. Daddy, if I could be that, motherfuckers be having words for me. Crispy, crunchy, peanut buttery, subtlety. These niggas fucking up the past crowd suddenly. I grip the hood on the cash cow luxury. You punk motherfuckers don't
that was
cash
kind
out.
of a cool effect.
I gripped the udder on the cash cow
All you wanna
luxury.
do is suck the black out, fuck with me.
Yeah, dude, he's got some crazy wordplay going on.
Yeah.
He's straight buns. It's funny though.
He on a lot of the songs he talks a lot about like people who are fake, which is like a common thing to talk about, but he keeps coming back to it. Like he says, it's knockoffs get clowned all the time by the goofy spirit.
philosophie loi yo, qui ba yon diplôme, qui ba yon zame dialectique, qui ba yon pouvoir de traiter et guérir, un pouvoir croyance ancestraux.
Nice. No clue what he was saying at the end there, but he sounded kind of mad.
Yeah, that last quote, he's speaking Haitian Creole, and he's saying, they don't know philosophy because they didn't go to school. They got their own philosophy that gives them guns, the ability or right to help or heal, and the ability to, I think, see what their ancestors wanted. Getting philosophical. There was some dope wordplay, just like the crispity, crunchity, peanut buttery subtlety. Like,
Yeah.
grip the udder on the cash cow luxury.
Yeah, that was funny. The knockoffs get clowned all the time by the goofy spirit. He's used that, like he said goofy a lot in a lot of his songs, which calling somebody goofy or calling somebody buns is just a new level of insulting someone. Nice. And then the chorus, kind of like a version of the Somewhere Over the Rainbow. It's kind of interesting because that's like a kind of a more happy song, and the way that he interpolates it here is
Yeah, it's like in a minor key.
yeah, and it's referencing this, I think what you said, this horror movie. It was a good song though. I think I'll give this one like a 7.5 out of 10. Honestly, most of these I'm gonna have to listen to them again because there's so many lines like rapid fire that I'm missing on the first listen.
Yeah.
So
This is an album that you got to listen to like over and over again. It's also one of those albums that I think the whole is greater than the sum of the parts or whatever.
Yeah. Also, one thing we haven't talked a whole lot about, like the music, but the production has been good consistently. And like the beat selection very in the same vein of like some of the Griselda beats or like Conductor Williams, obviously. I'm very familiar with his stuff and can definitely see it's very unique. Like not many artists are rapping over stuff like this. So I think it's dope. Next one up is Copy Cold, featuring Black Thought. So I'm excited for this one.
Yeah. Listen to the rhyme scheme on this first verse. It's dope.
Okay.
I know I'll cross the finish, my energy half past the limit. No gimmick, grimace, I'm dealing these packs, master image. I think I'm winning, the kidding me, smash cast for living. Chiropractic all hasten, order the head on collision. Hey homie, let him money, then tell on me like you switching.
Damn, that's crazy. chiropractor saw a Haitian ordered a head-on collision.
It's okay. Yeah, that rhyme scheme that's like half past the limit, smash past the limit.
It's okay.
Look, y'all know I've been a black supremacist who image lacks a blemish and still in that. I don't really interact with niggas cause nowadays the business ain't really that stupendous. The minutes is fully past the limit. I'm in my bag.
He's using the same rhyme scheme as in the first verse.
I'm sicker
That's
than
so
my
sick.
mood. I'm a dinner jack cause the only way we bound to survive is God willing. Half decomposed bodies is found inside buildings when that odd feeling blowing the wind like Bob Dylan. Saw my mom
Blowing the
giving
wind
a Philly
like
when
Bob
it didn't
Dylan.
deserve her. The loss of my personal catalytic converter.
I love that Black Thought verse.
He's so good. And he's got such a cool voice.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Beautiful production again.
Yeah.
Great, simple, like background little piano line.
Sky News
That's
contacts
so-
insisted we had a police escort. Machine guns ready. They cleared a way through. It is that bad. It has been bad for years, but this is a new development. There is now no elected controlling authority at all.
Damn. Yeah, I guess I'm not super familiar with the political state of Haiti right now. But is that a current issue right now? That the last line was there's now no elected controlling authority.
Yeah, so that's I think it's from this year. So
wow, I did not know that. That's crazy.
that news report is from Sky News. It's like a news channel that is owned by the same company that owns Fox News, and it is like pretty like conservative news source. So like basically what's going on in Haiti is like there's just like gangs that are kind of like
Taking
ruling-
over.
Yeah, taking over. There is like a government, but it's kind of like a bit powerless. I feel like Sky News kind of represents like the colonial, this Western news source, very conservative. I feel like the inclusion of that clip is almost like a critique being like, y'all created this problem and and now you come
kind
into
of similar
our country.
to how like in Damn Kendrick uses that news clip that's like, this is why we say that rap has done more damage to black men in America or whatever than that's creative way to like further his idea that he's talking about here.
Yeah. But yeah, the some of the rhymes on here are dope.
Yeah, dude, it was so sick. I know I crossed the finish line. My energy half past the limit. No gimmick grimace. I'm dealing these Packmaster image. A little bit later, this is an interesting line. Tennis shoes cheaper than interviews when you half-assed remember. It honestly kind of makes me think of like that clip at the end of the video. Like, but it's like, it feels like a cheap interview because it's like, do you actually care or like, are you just trying to make a news headline or a news story? Do you even remember the history of this country or stuff like that?
Yeah. I thought the second verse too by Black Thought was like perfect for this song. I mean, he starts off by matching the cadence and rhyme scheme, but then he's also like, he's kind of talking about some similar things. Talks about like a lot of cats be having them silly rap agendas. I'm getting at pretenders. So kind of like the authenticity thing that Mach-Hommy has been talking about. But then he has a few different references when that odd feeling blowing in the wind, like Bob Dylan, which is a song that's like about like justice. That together with later, he talks about like, I heard a lot of history of killers that got acquitted for murder because the only way we bound to survive is God willing. Half decomposed bodies is found inside buildings. So it's just kind of like painting these pictures of like injustice of like the historical just like atrocities that have been committed by people in power. That's like, those are the things that it makes me think of.
I mean, really, really good song though. I really enjoyed listening to it. I'm probably going to give it like a 8.5 out of 10.
Nice.
I thought it was really, really good. Always love a Black Thought feature.
Yeah.
Next track number 12 is Rich Ass Haitian, which I believe is the one that you showed me on our summer recap episode, right?
Yeah.
And I remember really, really liking it. Features from K Trinata and Oath Grito. I'm excited. Let's listen to it again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember this now. Dude, this K Trinata production is so good.
Yeah. It's not really normal for Mach-Hommy.
Yeah,
but
this
it's
is
dope.
This is different.
It's the SUR
certain type of nigga outside making mountains out of molehills. Lay a nigga down like $1,000 soul and lay a nigga down like I keep a Swiss miss. When we get women, we gon' turn around and get it blissfully. What you want? 100 billion in the split. Could we show up at the dealer with $1 million in iniquity? I'm finna shitting on them niggas. Now them niggas want no hickory.
Such a dope verse.
Yeah. Also, I love they want no hickory.
Might pick something off like eeny meeny.
Yeah.
My confidence coming from the time when I was born. When I was hopping in the bucket, they was hopping out of post. I was stopping it, hopping in the club, and in the crop, so out of
Dude, this verse,
hopping in the gutter, in and out, a lot of lost shorties.
his flow is just so effortless. It's so sick.
Just so much packed in there.
Yeah, holy cow. Cover up my face bandana.
I love that production.
Yeah, so sick. K-Tronada is always killing it with the production. So fun to listen to again. His rhyme scheme on this is dope. There's an interesting line because we show up, but they're dealing with $1 million in iniquity. Like I would expect $1 million in equity or something, but he says, but dealing with $1 million in iniquity. So kind of a cool play on words there, furthering some of the ideas he's talked about already. O3 Greedo has such a unique voice.
Yeah. I love the
it was dope. That's a really dope chorus. I think he dropped an album this year. I haven't listened to it, but I'm gonna give that one probably like a 9.5 out of 10. Like that song's so good. It's such a vibe. Dope. Third to last song is called Lon Lon.
Yep.
Time is flying for both us. You only getting older. You're out of that cabana, that's a vulture. I ride with my Madonna, having culture. Man, told brochures, I got a mind that's mad explosive. These crackers waste my time, I got a counteract necrosis. Babylon, leave, we alone. You sick and all your body's mine, peace be up on my hollow.
Talking about Babylon again.
Babylon,
yeah.
we alone. You sick, no, never
I love the flute in the background.
Yeah, the production is really interesting on this one. It's like the shaky.
Anytime you take a sip of water, you just swallow all the meat done. The ignorance can compromise a mean bunch. Ain't no significance in getting martyred if you drowning out arenas. Hit your daughter with a high monoria. She get the mix and tartar with $1,000 gotta sign a prenup. And then you tell your honor I'm a genius. I had the whip armored on Wakanda. I don't gotta ride in Beamers. It came as willingly as slaves crossing the Atlantic. These crackers billing me for they parking fees, pathetic.
That's a crazy line. They came as willingly as slaves across the Atlantic. These crackers billing me for parking fees, pathetic.
The nerve to steal a land, force people to go to that land, and then charge them to park on that land.
Yeah.
He said my DNA wasn't royal, he's a peasant. Who that? Yo, that's the nigga right there. Yo, say word. That nigga?
Dope.
Yeah, I love this production. The flute line.
Is so sick. Damn, that was cool.
In the first verse, there were a couple of Jesus references. There's I ride with my Madonna, having culture, told bros if I got a mind that's mad explosive. These crackers waste my time, hop out of Luma, landing in a rover. I gotta counteract necrosis. So you got Mary with Madonna, brosif,
yeah,
and then counteract necrosis, which is necrosis is when you die, what happens to your body. So kind of I feel that's the Mary, Joseph, and then Jesus with the immortality kind of thing.
Yeah. And then the reference to Babylon in the chorus, kind of Western culture kind of representing Babylon and the effects of hyper capitalism.
Also, there are a couple of Kanye references.
Yeah,
which
he said something about wearing I wore my Donda hat. What was the other one?
Earlier he said that's a vulture. And then I think the fact that he's referencing Jesus probably also ties into Jesus, yay.
Jesus is king.
Yeah. So I feel there's some interwoven stuff in there with Jesus and Kanye references.
That was a good song. I think I'll probably give that one a 7 out of 10. Probably a little bit higher because the production was really, really dope. I'll probably give it a 8 out of 10 because I really Really liked that like flute in the background, the like shaky production. Track 14, don't know if I want to even attempt to say that.
It's like au bon parfum or something like that,
Parfum.
which just means like to the good perfumes.
Okay.
Yo, yo, yo. I agree.
Is that French?
I think it's Haitian Creole.
That is Haitian Creole.
I think so. I couldn't figure out what the translation of this is.
Yeah. Fuck you, nigga. Sun just came from behind the mountain. Like, don't forget about me, nigga. I'm the reason y'all alive.
What the fuck going on in Haiti right now?
Okay, so another interlude here.
Yeah, so I feel like we could probably just move right on.
Yeah. Next track is Same 24 with Big Chico. Sick piano.
Yeah. Yeah, that sample is from a song called Once Again by Aquarian Dream.
What? I threw a tissue at the vigil, and I'm on my legion hunting for Pacific crab and crystal. I'm fishing at the ripples. I told a homie, word to die, homemade, we got the wishful. They pray like 50 Cent mini men. They oppositional and I'm confidential, or a penny, then they opt to get you. Make a million while they staring at the ceiling. Acting mental, make a killing while they stare in the mirror and practice dimple potential.
We got the same 24 hours in a day. Yeah, the same 60 minutes in an hour. What's the play? Too busy mixing Guinness with the sour plus the haze. We got the same 24 hours in a day. We got the same.
You can't tell me what you'll never do unless your money long and you live entitled like you never knew. He on the gram with the spam, he got all the news. But when it's time to pay the rent, he got audibles. You mad at me cause I'm doing what I gotta do. Homes watch him rap my bitch.
He's got a really
keep
good
it
voice.
true to self. You wanna rap like this, but I ain't speaking bars. I'm talking freedom and cause.
It reminds me of someone, but I can't
even the odds.
think of her name. Beautiful beat.
Yeah, there was that rhyme scheme in the first verse that was like another multi-syllable rhyme scheme that's like smudging with my stick and patent trickles, frontin' in a flick if that's official, hunting for Pacific crab and crystal. It's like dope, like full phrase rhymes.
Like the whole line is rhyming basically. It's so sick. That 50 Cent line, they pray like 50 Cent, many men, they oppositional. That's the track 50 Cent dropped after he was shot. Great song. And then the chorus was kind of interesting. He was singing a bit more.
24 hours
in a day. Trying to make the most out of what we got, I guess.
Yeah, I really like that second verse too. It's like very different, way more laid back, slow, and a little more like straightforward than like the abstract stuff that Mach-Hommy was saying.
Yeah. I thought it was a good song. I'll probably give that one like a 7.5 out of 10. Really liked the production on that one as well. And that was a really dope verse by Big Chico. Okay, second to last one here is titled Guggenheim June.
And June means young in French.
Oh, okay.
Like young Guggenheim or whatever.
What? Your man is way too confident. He don't really got it in. So how we kick it, we bangers in this promo.
When your femme sees it, I find this shit, frankly, I find this shit offensive.
Femme sees it. None of my bees
Frankly, I find this shit
I'm
offensive.
pouring rumors for the she-man shimmering in the night. I'm swimming in the light, we be there, sit it in the rave. My celebrator hit a demon, hit him in the face.
It's more than one way to skin a cat. It's more than one way, no close shave in the trap.
No peace accord, Lord. I got the peace in the accord. Squeezing in your door, now you even
I feel like that's a
feeding in your
callback
thoughts.
to
Ain't nobody
Got a Mac
thinking
in the
about
act.
flicking you sweet in
Yeah,
the
got a
sword.
piece
That
of
fuck
the
nigga
accord.
cologne, you legion must be
It's like just like a different flip on the same phrase.
And like the fact that peace accord, it's like contrasting like a peace accord, like an international treaty with like violence. I got a peace in the accord.
Yeah.
And then squeezing in your door, now you even vegan in your thoughts. My interpretation of this is like you were beefing, but now once you see me coming in your door with my peace, now you're vegan.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Even in your pores, we no time for rapping keys. I got my English in the jar, lightning in the rod, hyping with the bison in the bars.
Nice. Yeah, this was a good song. I think I'll give that one like a 7.5 out of 10. A couple dope verses. It's kind of cool to see like well, maybe I'll save this for when we finish
Final.
the album.
One other line that I really liked was like, I'm swimming in the light, we be there seated in the wraith, which I feel like I would pronounce it wraith. He like twists it so that it rhymes with night and light, but he says we be there seated in the wraith, but then he says my cellar waiting hit a demon, hit him in the face. So then that rhymes with what would have been the correct pronunciation of wraith.
Yeah, that is dope. That is cool. Last track is Holy, and there's like a blank left after it.
Yeah.
Conductor Williams.
The let's crowbar the gate all the way. I hope the gate keep on the braid. This the kind of place where open cases keep your mom awake. Hangers on at the after party reaching for a conversation, was geeking off for yay. My beautiful dark twisted fantasy was a fetus on the tray.
Another Kanye reference.
Yeah.
Geeking off the yay and then
nephews all
my beautiful dark twisted fantasy.
Praise the Lord and pass the ammo. These people having candles and I'm thinking about some pasta.
Praise the Lord and pass the ammo. These are crazy juxtaposition.
People acting evil and I'm thinking about us riding down the street inside the diesel. Mach-Hommy conversation, Carter Haitian with the Pradas, America's cups pacing in the plaza. A lot of pump faking in the garden, niggas need drip. Instead of all this speed, niggas seem sick. Everything murky, let it ring, Glock 17, lean perky. Ketamine, amphetamine, you ain't searching, search me. You might find that things free working. Praise the Lord and pass the ammo.
That woman that just came in the chorus?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Was that the first one? Or?
I don't think so. I think she just came in at the end here.
It's just turned into like a gospel choir.
Yeah.
So sick. Are they saying inside of a diesel?
I think so. Either that or like inside the people.
Okay. I'm like, I haven't been able to quite tell what they were saying there. They're saying beside the candle. Okay, nice. But I mean, they're talking about like going down the street in
like I'm guessing a diesel, like some sort of truck.
Yeah. Nice. That was dope. That was beautiful. That was a really cool way to end off the album. I mean, the song title is Holy and it ended in like what sounds like a gospel choir. And even like the candle imagery, at least to me, like brings a lot of like religious imagery. There were a couple really dope lines. One of the very first lines, he says, just an observation from the Haitian teaching all the Yanks. Cool line. And then he has that Kanye reference. In his second verse, it's a lot of pump faking in the garden, Madison Square Garden basketball reference.
But then I think also I think Jersey is the Garden State, like a double entendre to like a basketball reference, but also talking basically like this whole like authenticity thing.
Yeah, that was super sick. This was a really good way to end off the album.
The chorus, like praise the Lord and pass the ammo, like you said, like a totally crazy like dichotomy. That is a reference to like a war song from like World War II. And ever since then, like other people have used this phrase either in a satirical way or kind of like also promoting militancy as like a way to solve problems. So it kind of goes back to that like conversation in that one interlude. So anyways, that's pretty interesting kind of like connection. And then like these people having camels, and then he says like praise the Lord and thread the needle. So like there's this like biblical thing in the New Testament about where Jesus says like it's harder for a rich person to enter heaven than it is for a camel to go through the eye of the needle or whatever. I don't know if that's what he's referencing, but like in my mind it ties together a lot of the like themes of like wealth versus poverty, struggle, and like how do we solve the problems in Haiti, and then like wanting to like thread the needle and basically like be faithful or whatever. And like you said, candle like evokes kind of religious imagery. So it's like all of the things he's been talking about throughout the whole album. And so I think it's a really fun, really cool way to like bring all of those concepts into one chorus in a really beautiful way.
Yeah. I love this song. I thought it was really good. I'll probably give this one like a 8.5 out of 10. Yeah. Super solid way to end off the album. Dope. That's the album. That's Rich Ass Haitian by Mach-Hommy. I really liked it. That was really fun to listen to. I will definitely be needing to listen through to all of these songs again. It's really interesting. Him and like certain other rappers like an MF Doom, they have like a very, very unique word selection because half the lines I'm like, what the hell does that even mean?
I think that's one of the really cool things about like abstract rappers is like,
yeah,
at first you just like don't know what it means, but then the more you listen to it, your brain just automatically like begins making some sort of interpretation. That's probably a similar thought process to how like they thought to put it in the song in the first place. Even as you interpret it, you probably don't actually get it perfectly like the same way that they were thinking about it. But like I think that's one of the cool things about abstract.
By the end of the album, I'm like, I'm at that point where I'm like, oh, I still don't understand what some of these phrases mean, but like I think I understand the feeling of it at the very least. Yeah, I was a big fan. I will definitely be listening to more Mach-Hommy stuff. As a whole, I think I agree with you that what is it that the sum is greater than the individual parts or whatever. Because some of the songs, I think I was also probably just like too wrapped up in trying to understand it that I was like, okay, I don't exactly know what's going on, but as a whole, I'll probably give the album somewhere around like a 8, 7.5, 8. And I'm sure the more that I listen to it, the more I'm gonna, some of the songs are gonna grow on me or, the more I understand.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. Like I started listening to this from the very week that it came out, and it's taken me until now to like feel confident like bringing it to you and like actually being able to talk about like what is on there. I think for some people that might like turn them off and be like, why should we have to like listen to something so many times to be able to appreciate it? But I think for other people, like that is one of the things that makes it even more enjoyable is like the fact that you have to put in some work to kind of like peel back some of the layers. I'm one of those people. I really like
which that's one of the things we talked about in our summer recap episode. I went to a Childish Gambino concert. That was one of his like main ideas behind this album. In anything creative, anything artistic, as a listener, as the person experiencing it, should have to put in some work to like really appreciate it. There's something really cool about like just something that has layers to it, something that doesn't feel cheap. Art like that will last the test of time. Dope. Well,
cool, man.
Yeah, thanks so much for showing me this. I've been looking forward to this one, so
yeah,
I'll definitely be running this one back a lot. Okay, awesome. Well, the plan is for now, the next episode that we'll do will be a yearly recap of some of our favorite albums. I'm really excited for that. I'm excited to see which ones you have on your list and share mine with you too.
Great. Well, thank you all for listening. We hope you enjoyed the review of Rich Ass Haitian by Mach-Hommy. If you liked the episode, go ahead and click follow on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Our handle is at the Off Track Podcast. All right. See y'all later.